I think this is what Umaporisa was accused of doing with the Mapiano, which it hasn't really been proven. I don't know. Where someone is trying to monopolize it, I am the go-to person for content creation, for podcasts, for brands. You have a podcast. Hey, I can get you brands. Why can you get me brands? Why can I not get myself brands? Do we not have the internet? Can these people not reach out? And it's hurt me. And I don't know if it's a scarcity thing, if it's a fear thing, or if it's legit. Like, bro, if I put you on, like, I'm going to be taking food off my table. So I dig you. I love you. I'm not going to tell you where I get my t-shirts printed. I worked too hard. I got burnt too much to tell you. I can supply you with the same t-shirts at a small markup.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I do have a lot of thoughts around that, ne? And for me, I as you're speaking, I'm thinking of what the price one has to pay for being a revolutionist or a person who decides, Uguti, this is how the system is going to function, or this is how the tide is traveling, and everyone is just coasting with it. I'm choosing to pedal the opposite direction. It's going to take a lot more effort, but in the long run, it's going to benefit a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know a lot about what you're talking about in terms of it happening within the podcasting and content creation industry. One thing that I have taken note of, though, particularly with South African content, is it's the thing that Uvusithe Migwayo talks about, Uguti, we're building businesses for our ego. And that's how a lot of people are approaching content creation, right? You want to do the thing that makes you look good.
Yeah.
Like, Uguti now figure bantuin, but oh yeah, bonile.
Sure.
Yeah, in and the camera, stunning, you know. Most people just want to follow that.
Yeah.
With regards to what you're talking about, and I feel like I always come to this. I want to be the person who ignores all of that noise. Because if you think about it, one thing I've noticed with content in the West, one beautiful thing that they do. First of all, they will share things openly, who they work with, how much they will even show you how much they make.
100%.
Right? This is how much I make, blah, blah, blah. They'll even tell you the supplier is based in China. This is how they'll teach you how to do what they're doing.
Shout out to Bapusha, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ubabazile does that from an online sales income perspective.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. You see, the person that you're talking about right now, I think, Uguti, there just needs to be more of us doing it and ignoring those who refuse to do it. Because even of those who do it in the States, you might, the way that they do it, so, and in anything in Uguti, they hold each other accountable, right? I don't know if I should use, an MKBHD doesn't mind a Matt Pat calling him out on a particular video and saying you were inaccurate here, right? Doesn't mind. It's like, oh yeah, actually that's a good point. There's a number of those. They call each other out all the time. Some even call each other out in a very rude manner.
Yeah.
And then you'll find a person making a video saying, oh, I know you guys are wondering if I saw that video. And I did. And I felt like he was making incredibly good points.
Yeah.
It doesn't turn into beef that lands on newspapers or whatever the case may be. And this is really not me trying to say, Guti, we should be like the West. But what I'm trying to say, Guti, I feel like these are principles that can be applied universally, right? Also considering the fact that this is the same West that has actual content monopolies, right, that exist amongst them.
Yeah.
So then the question becomes, what is it that these creators did differently, right? In the midst of all there's literally what is this? The one Yama Wings, Hot Wings.
The hot ones.
Yeah, I know there's a Hot Ones. Say again? Hot Wing. It's not the Hot Wing Challenge. Yes. There's First We Feast, and then there's the one you mentioned.
I know the hot ones.
Hot Ones and First We Feast both fall under the same brand. It's like an offshoot of one is an offshoot of the other. Point being, that is owned by a bigger company. Many of us don't know, and they own other channels. Right? So those things exist. Right? Those things exist. It's not new. I just feel the mistake that we make is once someone tries to do that, we fan them. We talk about how bad it is. Let them. I'm not speaking about anyone in particular or anyone specific, but let that person ahamba ayokwenza lento yakhe azama ukuyenza. Then those of us who are willing to work together, those of us who are willing to visit one another's podcasts, those of us who, when Dan Corder ends up on ENCA, we clap hands because we know what it means for the industry. Let us come together. Let us form a WhatsApp group and start talking with, okay, what can Given help with? Right? Let us have those conversations.